We welcome you to Crypto.com Arena. I am Vinny from vdubproductions. It is another NBA2K presentation of my 2025-2026 season playthrough. Game 2 of the Western Conference Semifinals, featuring the 8th-seeded San Antonio Spurs and the number 5-seed Los Angeles Lakers. We look at the injury report. I mean, it says Doncic strained right hip, out 4 to 6 weeks, but guess what? I'm getting sick and tired of NBA2K. You need to fix your AI stuff. When somebody's out 4 to 6 weeks, you need to actually have them out. It doesn't matter if it's just hurt. You need to have them out. As we look at Mitch Johnson's lineup here, Spurs will have Fox, Castle, Vassell, Johnson back in the starting lineup after being on the bench for 3 games. Webanyama at center. And then we got Doncic with the overridden injury. Cameron Thomas, LeBron James, Achimura, and Ayton as the Lakers win the tip. And if I do adjust the minutes, you still put them in the damn game anyway. So you know what, 2K, you need to fix that for next year. Doncic will shoot the 3, and he is fouled. He's going to go to the line shooting 3 here. That's the first personal foul, first team foul. I'll tell you what, though, Luka Doncic did have 21 points and I think 10 rebounds and 9 assists, so close to a triple-double for him despite that injury. I'm going to complain about that. I don't care that this is supposed to be a broadcast. I'm going to complain about that, as Doncic will hit the first one. I mean, it already took forever for the Lakers to even get substitutions. It seems like if I mess with the lineup, it messes this game up, so I do apologize for the unrealistic, how unrealistic this game is. And Doncic will miss the second one. And he'll hit the second one. So he hits 2 or 3 to start off the game. The Lakers leading it 2-0. You had a game commentary. You'll have Kevin Harlan, Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, but instead you'll have me griping about how 2K's AI logic sucks. De'Aaron Fox will miss the 3-pointer there. Rebound for the Lakers. Doncic, who has 2 points already, from the free throw line. He'll shoot from the free throw line. That's no good. Vassell grabbing the rebound. Featured over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's good. His first 3 points of the game. We look during the regular season. Fox averaged 24.5 points away from the Frostbank Center. He did have 28 points in game 1 loss. As you see, Cameron Thomas will shoot the jump shot. That's no good. Johnson feeding it over to Fox. Fox over to Vassell. He'll shoot the 3. That's good. 6 straight points by the Spurs on back-to-back 3s. As I said, Keldon Johnson getting the start in this game for the Spurs after Sohan got to start the last 3 games. James will miss that one. Feeds it over to Cameron Thomas for 3. That's no good. Vassell grabbing a rebound. Said Fox did have 28 points, as I mentioned earlier, as he'll have another bucket there. That's 5 for him. It's an 8-0 run by the Spurs. James coming around with a layup. That's good. That's his first 2 points of the game. LeBron had a triple-double with 32 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. In the Game 1 victory, they came back from 15 down. Wembayama, that's no good. Doncic coming down with the rebound, even playing with the strained left hip, because I'm getting sick and tired of 2K overriding these injuries, or if you adjust something, it messes things up altogether. Cameron Thomas will shoot the 3. That's no good. Vassell grabbing a rebound. Johnson, he'll get the slam dunk, and the lead is 10-4. Doncic finding it over to Cameron Thomas. Doncic will shoot the three. That is no good. Vassell grabbing the rebound. Wembayama over to Vassell. Vassell, there's the Fox. Fox will shoot the three. No good. DeAndre Ayton grabbing the rebound. Feeds it back over to Cameron Thomas. So we got 8.5 to play in the first quarter. 10-4. Gives it over to Doncic. Doncic feeds it over to LeBron. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wembayama grabbing the rebound. Feeds it over to Castle. Castle, jump shot. That is no good. LeBron James grabbing the rebound. Feeds it over to Thomas. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. That is no good. Vassell grabbing the rebound there. Feeds it over to Fox. Fox. That's no good. And we'll have a timeout called by the Lakers. 7:55 to play in the first. The Spurs leading it 12-4. We look at the field goal shooting percentage leaders. DeAndre Ayton at 82.5%. He is the leading shooter, actually. With 82.5% of his shots being made. LeBron will take the inbound. Coming out of the timeout. Featuring over to Riyad Chamura. 12-4, the Spurs on top. They're off to a hot start. Doncic feeds it over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas, he'll put the layup in, and that's not going to fall in. Wow. I think really I've ruined everything so far in this game as far as me trying to adjust things. And you see Wembayama, that's no good. Thomas feeds it over to LeBron. Back to Thomas. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wembayama grabbing a rebound. Over to De'Aaron Fox, and it's 14-4. I believe Fox is at 7 already. As I mentioned, he did have a 28-point game in the Game 1 loss. However, he had 18 of those in the first quarter. Only 10 points of those from the second quarter on, including being shut out. As Thomas will shoot the three, and they needed that. So the Lakers shot 27% from beyond the arc in Game 1. Spurs were not that much better, only shooting 25. And that is no good. Wembayama will miss get out the offensive and miss that second chance shot. Cameron Thomas. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wembayama grabbing a rebound. Cameron Thomas, 3 points, 1 of 8 shooting, 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. That is no good by De'Aaron Fox. Is it over to Ayton? Ayton back over to LeBron James. James coming around the layup. That's no good. Fox coming down with it. Castle almost lost it for a second. Fox almost lost it again for a second. There's a foul against Riyad Chamura. Substitution out on the court. Harrison Barnes checking into the game for the first time for Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell. Fox holding on to it right now. 5 on the shot clock here. 5.5 to play in the first. That shot is no good. DeAndre Ayton grabbing a rebound. 14-9. The Spurs out rebounding the Lakers right now. Got LeBron James feeding it over to DeAndre Ayton. Over. There's a shot. That's good. That's Riyad Chamura for 3. Very low scoring first quarter right now. 14-10. The Spurs leading it. Game 2 of this Western Conference semifinal series. There's Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. But Wembayama will get the rebound and the put in. DeAndre Ayton. Feeds it over to Luka Doncic. Doncic feeds it back over to Thomas to James. James will shoot the 3. No good. Wembayama grabbing a rebound. 16 rebounds so far for the Spurs in this game. They actually had 48 total rebounds in game number 1. Castle shoot the three. That's no good. Wembayama with the offensive rebound, feeding it over to De'Aaron Fox. 10 on the shot clock. Approaching 4 minutes to play in the first. Fox from inside the paint. That's no good. Ayton will grab the rebound. Feeds it over to LeBron James here. 7 points for De'Aaron Fox on 3 of 12 shooting. Thomas, he'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wembayama grabbing a rebound. Over to De'Aaron Fox. Back over to Stephon Castle. Castle feeds it back to Barnes here. 8 on the shot clock. Barnes with the shot up. That is good. I believe that's the first 2 points for Harrison Barnes, who's averaging 7.4 a game, scoring-wise, as we have a timeout called by the Lakers. We're going to take a timeout as well. 3:24 to play in the first. 18-10, the Spurs on top. Substitution out on the court. Coming out of timeout here, Lindy Waters III checking in for Stephon Castle and for the Lakers. Let's look at the lineup set here. We have Vincent Necht, LaRavia, Jarrett Vanderbilt, and Jackson Hayes. So totally completely lineup coming out right now. LaRavia feeds it over to Jarrett Vanderbilt, back over to Gabe Vincent. Trailing by 8 right now. Feeds it over to LaRavia. He'll shoot the three. That is off the back iron. No good. Rebound by Fox. Still has it. Feeding it over to Keldon Johnson, and that bucket is good. Keldon Johnson only had 3 points in that Game 1 loss. Gabe Vincent feeds it over to the Dalton Neck, trailing by 10 right now, and he steps out of bounds. No, that's 3-second violation actually against the Lakers. As let's see, Jeremy Sohan and Luke Cornett coming into the game. Johnson, Wembayama, and Waters gonna take a seat. So I think somebody moved a position. That's out on the court, which is why you see 3 players going to the bench. By 2 players went in. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Stephon Castle, though, will get the layup. It's good. It's a 12-point lead. Castle averaging 14.9 points a game. Jackson Hayes with the slam dunk. Hayes actually gets his first points of the game. He had 10 points off the bench in Game 1, in the Game 1 victory. Cornett He's it back over to Stephon Castle. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 22-12. The Spurs on top. Castle. That is no good. LaRavia grabbing the rebound there. LaRavia back over to Dalton Necht. 13 on the shot clock. Necht finding Hayes, and Hayes with back-to-back slam dunks. That's 4 points for him. Let's look from the field. The Lakers are only shooting 5 of 20 compared to the Spurs 10 of 25. Anytime I try to adjust something in this game to try to maybe make sure injuries don't get overridden, you end up having a poor shooting game. But that's AI logic for you for this game. 4 points for Castle, 2 rebounds so far for him in this first quarter. Gabe Vincent, 8 on the shot clock. He'll shoot the 3. That's off the front rim. Sohan grabbing the rebound. Jeremy Sohan, who did have the game 1 start, he actually had, you see Fox with the slam dunk there. As I said, Sohan did have 5 of those rebounds in game number 1. LaRavia in the lead up to 10 again for the Spurs. Gabe Vincent. 10 on the shot clock. LaRavia will shoot the 3. That's no good. De'Aaron Fox grabbing a rebound. Fox coming around with the layup. That's good. Lead up to 12 again. If that's points in the paint, it's 18-6 in favor of the Lakers, or the Spurs, I should say. The Spurs actually had 54 points in the paint compared to the Lakers 60 here. 5 on the shot clock. Necht. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Cornett will grab the rebound. Sohan with it. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. And that will be the end of the first quarter. The San Antonio Spurs leading at 26-14 after the end of 1. If you like what you see despite all this poor stuff, do hit the like button, comment on this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll be back to start the second quarter right after this. All set to start the second quarter, so it is Cornette and Castle out on the court, as well as Lindy Waters, Sohan, and Harrison Barnes. As Waters will get the bucket as he comes out onto the court. Waters the third at 5 points in that Game 1 loss. Gabe Vincent back over to Luka Doncic. So we got Vincent, Doncic, Hayes, Necht, and Vanderbilt. That's the lineup set to start the second quarter. Leads it over to Dalton Necht. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Stephon Castle grabbing a rebound here. It's a 14-point lead. 23-12. The 23-13 now. The Spurs are out rebounding the Lakers. Doncic feeding it back over to Gabe Vincent. Over to Luka Doncic. Doncic, and what kind of shot was that? I mean, come on. He should have had a better awareness at the... unless, of course, he should have had a better awareness to pass it. I mean, stepping out of bounds would have been less embarrassing. I would have told you that. Lindy Waters, as we're 1 minute into the second quarter. That shot is no good. Tipped, and Vanderbilt will grab the rebound. Gabe Vincent. He's it back over to Luka Doncic. Over to Jackson Hayes. Feeding it over to Dalton Necht. Jared Vanderbilt coming around. He's going to go to the line and count it. Luke Cornette called for his first personal foul. First team foul. Substitution back on the court. Devin Vassell checking in for Lindy Waters III. You see Wembayama and De'Aaron Fox getting well-needed rest. One shot for Vanderbilt. And he'll sink it. Stephon Castle. There's it over to Harrison Barnes. Feeds it back over to Devin Vassell. Vassell will shoot for the three. No good. Gabe Vincent grabbing a rebound. Dalton Necht. Feeds it back over to Luka Doncic here. Second quarter, 28-17. The Lakers are trailing right now. Doncic will miss the three there. .14 on the shot clock. Feeds it over to Harrison Barnes. Barnes. That is good. And the lead is up to 13. Spurs shooting 14 of 33. The Lakers only at 6 of 26. They only made 6 shots from the field as we're nearly 3 minutes into the second quarter. Dalton Necht. Back over to Luka Doncic. He'll take the shot. That's no good. Barnes grabbing the rebound. Barnes over to Stephon Castle. Back over to Luke Cornette to Stephon Castle. Castle. That shot is no good. Jared Vanderbilt grabbing the rebound. Luka Doncic. Lead it over to Gabe Vincent. Vincent, he'll lose it as Sohan will grab the rebound. Or the steal, I should say. And Sohan will make a careless turnover there. Feeds it over to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, he's going to go to the line, shooting 2. Luke Cornette, that's his second personal foul, second team foul. Vanderbilt with 3 points already and 3 rebounds as you look at that scoreboard. Hale missed the first one off the front rim as De'Aaron Fox checking back into the game. Sohan going to go to the bench. Fox moves to point guard. Castle to shooting guard. Vassell back to small forward. Barnes stays at power forward. Moves to power forward. Doncic, Necht. And Vincent and LeBron James re-enters the game. 30-18, the Lakers on top. Is it over to Fox? Fox feeds it back over to Castle. Castle over to Cornette. Cornette with the slam dunk. 4 minutes into the second quarter, 32-18, the Spurs on top. Vanderbilt will shoot the three. That is no good. Cornette grabbing the rebound. 26-16, the Spurs out rebounding the 26-17 now. Spurs out rebounding the Lakers and beating them by 14 on the actual real important stat, the scoreboard right now. Doncic, he'll shoot the three. That's in there. He needed that. The Lakers needed that as they're within 11. He had a defense chance here. Feeds it over to Cornette. Over to Barnes. Back over to Castle. He'll shoot the three. That is no good. Luka coming down with the rebound. Next, he'll shoot the three. He's in there. Lakers within 8. 7 minutes of play here in the second quarter. It's 32-24. Fox will shoot the three. That's no good. Dalton Knecht. He's back over to Luka. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Castle will get the rebound. He's back over to Castle, over to Vassell. Vassell. That is no good, or that is good, I should say, and the lead is up to 10 again. Cameron Johnson, DeAndre Ayton at the scorer's table for the Lakers. Wembayama at the scorer's table for the Spurs. Looking to check back in. Johnson shoots the three. That's in there. That's a 9-2 run, by the way. And the lead down to 7 for the Spurs. As we're halfway through the second quarter. Fox. Holding on to it, 5 on the shot clock for De'Aaron Fox. He'll shoot the three. That is no good. And Jackson Hayes grabbing a rebound. Feeds it over to Dalton Knecht to LeBron James. LeBron, and there's a slam dunk right there by Jackson Hayes. Lakers within 5 now. As we said, the Spurs had a 15-point lead in the third quarter before the Lakers were able to scratch and claw their way and come back and win, as we have a timeout called. 5:18 to play in the second. The Spurs lead by 5. Substitution out on the court. Let's look at the lineup set for the Spurs coming out of timeout. Fox, Vassell, Barnes, Sohan, Wembayama. And for the Lakers, let's see. Doncic, Thomas, James, I believe that's Achimura, and DeAndre Ayton, I think, is out on the court. Again, this is game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals, with the Lakers leading it 1-0 in the series. So we're approaching nearly the final 5 minutes. You see Fox will get the layup. That's 13 points for him in this game. Seven-point lead for the Spurs. Under 5 to play, 10 on the shot clock. Thomas feeding it over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. He'll make the three. And it's a 4-point game now. I said the Lakers are not going to go away. Well, I can tell you, this is a score for, let's say, there's 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Not nearly 4 minutes left. So this has been, if you want to have enough bricks for build a new arena somewhere, you'll have them. As you see, DeAndre Ayton with the slam dunk. Lakers within 2. As I said, I've had mostly rants about how every time I try to change the lineup, and it doesn't matter, 2K will still override. I went on my X and actually pointed out to 2K that their AI logic sucks, but we're getting back into the game. You see Cameron Thomas. He's going to go to the line, shooting 2 as Vassell called for his first personal foul. 3rd team foul. Cameron Thomas going to the line. He'll hit the first one as Lindy Waters checks into the game for the Spurs. He'll go to shooting guard. Vassell moving to small forward as Martins is back on the bench. And Doncic will go to the bench with Thomas moving to point guard, and Necht checking in, moving to shooting guard. And we're tied at 36. It is an 18-4 run by the Lakers. Again, they are down by double figures. They know how to come back. Ayton will grab the rebound there. LeBron James has it. 13 points on 6 of 20 shooting. And that's a miss right there. Sohan will get the rebound there. So Fox is not having a good shooting performance despite the 13 points. 6 of 20 and 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. Waters will shoot the 3. That's no good. DeAndre Ayton grabbing the rebound. Chance for the Lakers to take their first lead since 2-0. Necht coming inside. 3 minutes of play here in this low-scoring first half. Thomas back over to LeBron James. James for the lead. That is no good. Lindy Waters will get the rebound there. Feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox. Feeds it over to Lindy Waters. 15 on the shot clock. Feeds it back to Wembanyama. Wemby. Back over to De'Aaron Fox. He'll get the layup. That's good. Count it. Cam Thomas. That's his first personal foul. First team foul. Keldon Johnson checking back into the game. I believe Lindy Waters is going to go to the bench. So is Sohan. Stephon Castle will move to the shooting guard position. Bronny James is going to check in. And that is good, 39-36. So we'll have Bronny James actually coming in for a few minutes. We did see him, I think, in 1 or 2 games in the Minnesota series. 10 on the shot clock. Feeds it over. There's Bronny James. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. De'Aaron Fox grabbing the rebound. And that's going to be stolen by DeAndre Ayton. LeBron with it. 2 minutes to play. Hachimura with the shot up. That's not going to fall in. That probably should have went in. 31-24. Spurs out rebounding the Lakers. They have a 3-point lead. Castle. 10 on the shot clock. Wembanyama. He'll shoot it. That's good. 5 straight points by the Spurs. 41-36. Feeds it over to DeAndre Ayton. Ayton coming around. Cameron Thomas. He'll put the shot up. That's no good. Castle will come down with the rebound. Over to Vassell. Vassell feeds it over to Wembanyama. Wembanyama, and it's a 7-0 run by the Spurs. Late in the first half, 43-36, the Spurs on top. Game 2 of this Western Conference Semifinals series. They led by as many as 14 before an 18-4 run by the Lakers prior to this 7-0 run. Tied the game up. Feeds it over to Ayton, and Ayton with the slam dunk. That puts it into that 7-0 run. 49 seconds to play in the second. $15 on the shot clock. Feeds it over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox over to Wembanyama. 5 to shoot. Wemby, and that's going to be a 3-second violation called against the Lakers. Gabe Vincent coming back. No, Jared Vanderbilt coming back into the game. Bronny James heading back to the bench, so that might be the only time we see him in this game. Gabe Vincent back over to LeBron James. He'll put the shot up. That is no good. Wembanyama grabbing a rebound. Shot clock turned off. So the Spurs can hold on to this. Though they will inbound at the start the second half. I can tell you that right now. Fox, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Ayton will grab the rebound, and that will do it. It is the end of the first half. An uninspiring first half. We saw those missed shots. But either way, the Spurs are leading the Lakers 43-38. I hope you enjoy what you see. Please leave a like, comment, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. I am Vinny from vdubproductions. We are heading to halftime. We'll see you in the second half. We are back here in downtown LA at the Crypto.com Arena. Game 2 of this Western Conference semifinal series. The Spurs are leading at 43-35 right now. We see De'Aaron Fox, as I said, very poor shooting right now by him. Actually, the whole team not really shooting that well. They're shooting 41%. But Fox, I think he did have 13 points. We look at the starting lineups. All starting 5 are out for both teams with Fox, Castle, Vassell, Johnson, Wembayama. For the Lakers, we got Doncic, Thomas, James, Hachimura, and Ayton. There's a 3 by De'Aaron Fox. That's no good. Thomas will come down with the rebound. The Lakers shot only 31%, but in the first half, but Luka Doncic had 11 points in that first half. Make that 14 after that 3. It's a 2-point game. There's Castle for 3. That's in there. The Spurs were up 32-18 at one point in the second quarter, but then an 18-4 run. You see Doncic will shoot the 3. That's no good. 18-4 run. Tied the game at 36 before the Lakers outscored the Spurs 7-2 the rest of the way to go up by 5 at halftime. And that's actually where we are right now, as both teams exchange 3s to start this quarter. That's off the rim, no good. Vassell grabbing a rebound. Feeds it over to Castle. Castle and Vassell will lose it as LeBron will come with the theft. Lakers going the other way. Hachimura will shoot the 3. That's no good. Wembayama. And the woes continue for the Lakers shooting-wise. Castle, he'll shoot the 3. That's in and out. Doncic grabbing a rebound. Stephon Castle, 7 points on 3 of 11 shooting, but he does have 6 rebounds. Doncic feeding it over to LeBron. LeBron back over to Thomas. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Cameron Thomas, 5 points on 1 of 13 shooting. 2 assists right now. Vassell, that's in there. 3-pointer, and the lead is up to 8 again. Again, if the Lakers need a new arena at some point, there's enough bricks that I think they could. They see Doncic, though, hitting the 3. That's 17 for him, despite playing injured and the overriding the injuries by the stupid game. He's doing a hell of a job right now. Timeout. We're going to take one as well. Coming out of timeout here, we look at the regular season 3-point lead leaguers for 3-point percentage. Cameron Thomas shot 47.4. That was third place all time during the regular season, I should say. As the Spurs are looking to inbound it here. No lineup changes for either team. Fox feeds it over to Johnson. Johnson back over to Vassell. We got 10 on the shot clock. Vassell feeding it back over to Wembayama. Fox, he'll shoot the 3. He'll make the 3. That's 16 for him. Lead up to 8 again. Got LeBron James. Feeds it over to Doncic. He'll shoot the 3. That is in and out. Castle will grab the rebound. Johnson feeding over to Fox. Fox for 3. That's in there. And the lead is up to 11. 12-3 run for the Spurs in the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And that was after Doncic hit the first 3 to cut it to 43-41. Doncic, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Vassell will grab the rebound. Feeds it over to Stephon Castle. 55-44 in the third quarter. Yes, it's that much of a low-scoring game. That is no good, and Castle will get the offensive rebound. Wembayama coming with the rebound. It's 57-44. Over to LeBron. LeBron with the slam dunk. 12 assists so far by the Lakers in this game. And let's see, for the assists, they had 32 in all of game 1. So they are definitely not getting the shots in, definitely not getting the assists, and there's Wembayama with the slam dunk. That's 10 points for him. Fox getting the assist. Lead is up to 13 again. They're up by as many as 14 in that first half. LeBron coming around. That's good. The Lakers shooting percentage up to 33%. The Spurs only 44%. Spurs shot 45% in game one, so they're right at where they were at game one. And there's Wembayama again, 12 points for him. Lead up to 13 again. 61-48. Game two of this Western Conference semifinal series. Doncic will miss that one. Vassell grabbing the rebound. 41-28. The Spurs are out rebounding the Lakers right now. And Ayton will come down with the rebound. By the way, both teams, I know at the time of the recording, the Spurs actually started their second round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They ended up losing that game. We're still, at the time I recorded this game, we're still within a couple of hours from game one of their series. I see Fox is going to go to the line, and Cameron Thomas called for a second personal foul. First team foul as we're over the halfway point of the third quarter here. 61-48, the Spurs on top. That says Spurs ended up losing game one of their series to the Timberwolves. We look at points off of assists, 40. Fast break points, 14 for them here as first one is made. Harrison Barnes checking into the game for Devin Vassell. 62-48, that matches their largest lead so far, game number two. And now it's 15, their largest lead of the game. That was actually their largest lead in game one at this point, as we have a timeout called by the Lakers. We're going to take one as well. 5:55 to play in the third. 63-48, Spurs on top. No lineup change coming out of the timeout here. 5:55 to play in the third. The Spurs a little want to try to even the series up as they head back to San Antonio. Lakers looking ahead to San Antonio, up 2-0. We got Luka Doncic. Feeds it back over to Thomas. He'll shoot the two. Or three, I should say. They needed that one. Cameron Thomas bringing the Lakers to within 12. Fox coming around with a layup. That is good. De'Aaron Fox with 26 points. His shooting percentage is not that good, but he does have 26 points, so he is, scoring-wise, a lot better than he was at this point. Doncic will miss that one. That's a loose ball foul called against DeAndre Ayton. That is a blatant shove of Wembayama as Achimura is going to go to the line. Jarrett Vanderbilt coming into the game. There's Castle for three. No good. LeBron James. Is it over to Cameron Thomas? Feeds it over to LeBron. LeBron feeds it back to Ayton. Ayton, that's no good. Too strong there. Wembayama had the rebound. Johnson with it inside the paint. Feeds it over to Barnes. Barnes will put the shot up. That's good. It's a 16-point lead now for the Spurs. Their largest of the game. The Lakers can get no momentum at all. All their momentum seems like when they came back from 14 down to tie the game at 36 for a little bit. And then that momentum went away before the end of the first half. Barnes will shoot the three. Barnes will make the three, and the lead is up to 19 for the Spurs. They want to try to send this back to San Antonio tied at 1 and guarantee our first game 5 of the second round. Vanderbilt. So we got 4 minutes to play here in the fourth. Third, I should say. Feeds it over to Ayton. Ayton will miss that one. Wembayama grabbing the rebound. Feeds it over to De'Aaron Fox to Johnson. Johnson with the layup. It's a 21-point lead for San Antonio, shooting 31 of 66. The Lakers at 18 of 59. They are getting manhandled here at their home building. 3.5 to play in the third. 72-51. Spurs on top. Thomas, he'll shoot the three. That is no good. Harrison Barnes getting the rebound. Feeds it over to De'Aaron Fox. You can hear this restless crowd over to Castle. That is good, and we'll have a timeout called. We're going to take one as well. 3:12 to play in the third. 74-51. Spurs on top. Let's look at the timeout on the court right now coming out of the lineup coming out of the timeout here. We got Gabe Vincent, Dalton Knecht, and Jackson Hayes. They'll check into the game. Nothing for San Antonio, though, here in this third quarter, the final 3:12 here. Vanderbilt will hand it over to LeBron off the inbound. 74-51. Hand it over to LeBron James. James coming around. He needed that one. You see LeBron James averaging 23.3 points during the regular season at Crypto.com Arena. As I said, he had a triple-double, but I'm not sure if he's going to match that this game unless something really happens. Fox, he'll shoot the three, and the lead is up to 24. He has 29 in this game, 13 of those here in this third quarter. He's already passed his total for game two. Wembayama grabbing a rebound. As I said, some of these shots are falling for him, even though he's still not having a good percentage. Keldon Johnson for three, and the lead is up to 27 for the Spurs. I think the Laker fans are waiting to see what time tickets will go on sale for Game 5. They'll be going on the app, Ticketmaster app, for that. Minute 50 to play in the third. 80-53. Make that 82-53 at Stephon Castle. Remember where I mentioned it was 32-18, and then the Lakers went on that 18-4 run to tie the game at 36? Well, it's been 46-17. They've outscored them since then. Dalton Knecht for three. That's in there. Cuts the deficit to 26. A minute 10 to play in the third. Jackson Hayes grabbing a rebound. Feeds it over to LeBron James. James feeding it over to Gabe Vincent. Under a minute to play in the third. 10 on the shot clock. James will shoot the three. He'll drain the three. It's a 23-point lead. See Wembayama feeding it over to Fox. Fox feeding back to Castle. 7 on the shot clock. We got 5 on the shot clock. Castle. He'll shoot. Fox will shoot the three. That's no good. Shot clock is still on. Dalton Knecht. Feeds it over to LeBron James. Got 14 on the shot clock. LeBron James. Coming around, he'll shoot the three. That's no good. Barnes will grab the rebound. And he'll make a big, deep shot three to end the quarter. That's no good. We are at the end of the third quarter. It is 82-59, Spurs on top. If you like what you see despite this blowout, hit the like button, comment on this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter right after this. Starting the fourth quarter here in Los Angeles, we have the State Farm assist of the game. That might go to Victor Wembanyama. That is Victor Wembanyama, as you see his assist on the De'Aaron Fox bucket. State Farm, a proud sponsor of NBA 2K26. Vanderbilt will inbound it to Doncic. So it is Vanderbilt, Doncic, Hayes, LaRavia, and Knecht. Vassell, Sohan, Fox, Cornette, and Barnes. That's the lineup set there. That's a miss by Harrison Barnes. No points for the Spurs in the last 2:08 and counting. Dontage feeds it over to LaRavia. He'll shoot the three. He'll make the three. That's actually a modest 9-0 run right now, if you think about it. Because it was 82-53, and now the Spurs lead down to 20. Fox, he'll shoot the three. He'll miss it. Dontage feeds it over to Hayes. Hayes with the layup. And that's a 11-0 run right now. Jackson Hayes with 8 points in this game. All 8 of them in the paint. He had 10 in all of game 1. So he could match his game 1 total. Vassell coming around. Feeds it back over to Barnes. 9 on the shot clock. Fox. That's in there. That's 32 for De'Aaron Fox. And a lead up to 21 again. That ends that modest 11-0 run. Doncic, he'll shoot the three. That is no good. Hayes will get the offensive rebound. Necht, he'll shoot the three. That's no good. I'm not sure why Jackson Hayes didn't try to get the second chance points there. And that's out of bounds off the Lakers here. 10-10 to play in the fourth. Dalton Necht crossing the half-court line. Luka Doncic coming around. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. We see De'Aaron Fox feeding it over to Luke Cornett. 14 on the shot clock. Vassell feeds it over to Cornett. Cornett with the bucket. That's good. And the lead is up to 23 again. LeBron waiting at the scores table to check back in here. 9.5 to play in the fourth. 87-64, Spurs on top. Spurs don't want to play any games right now. As I said, they let a 15-point lead in the second half evaporate. They ended up losing game 1. Doncic coming around, feeding it over to Vanderbilt. He'll shoot the three. He'll make the three. Lakers within 20 again. De'Aaron Fox holding on to it right now. 15 on the shot clock. Feeds it over to Sohan. Sohan back over to Fox. Fox with the shot up. That's no good. Vanderbilt grabbing the rebound. Doncic has it. Feeds it over to back over to Doncic. Back over to Necht. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Barnes grabbing the rebound. 20 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Fox. Fox. That is no good. LaRavia grabbing the rebound. LaRavia feeds it over to Necht. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Necht will get, or Cornett will get the rebound. Gives it over to Cornett. There's Fox for three. That's in there. And a lead it up to 23 again. Fox is having a better, at least scoring-wise. Shooting-wise, yeah, he's still missing a lot of shots. Doncic will miss that one. Barnes will grab the rebound. C2K, this is why you shouldn't be overriding injuries. 10 on the shot clock. Feeding it over to Cornett. Cornett back over to Fox. He'll shoot the two. That's in there, and the lead is up to 25 again. 34 for De'Aaron Fox. Like I said, he's having himself one heck of a game. Doncic almost stepped out of bounds for a second. He'll put the shot up. That's good. The Spurs at 39 of 80. The Lakers 25 of 76. And we have a timeout called by the Spurs here. 6:58 to play in the fourth. We're going to take a timeout. Spurs lead it by 23. Lineup change coming out of the timeout here. 6:58 to play in the fourth. We got Castle, Waters, Barnes, Johnson, Wembayama. For the Lakers, let's see. Doncic stays out on the court. Thomas, Necht. I believe that's LeBron and... who else is out there? Doncic stays out there, all right. I know Doncic stays out there, and Thomas, I know that. There's a shot right there. Harrison Barnes, and the lead is up to 25. That's one thing I don't like about the lineup sets getting too fast. I try to read them off, and you don't get a chance to get them fast enough as we got 6.5 to play in the fourth. 94-69, Necht for three. Wembayama will grab the rebound. $15 on the shot clock over to Harrison Barnes. 13 on the shot clock. Barnes will shoot the three. That's no good. Vanderbilt with the rebound. Doncic finding over to Dalton Necht. Get 10 on the shot clock. LeBron James feeds it over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Johnson will not get the rebound. Vanderbilt had the offensive rebound, but he misses that one. Barnes will have it now. Barnes over to Castle. He'll shoot the three. No good. Vanderbilt with the rebound. So the largest lead was 29 in the second half, and an 11-0 run got to within 18, but they haven't been closer than that. James feeds it over to Thomas. Vanderbilt for three. No good. Castle grabbing a rebound. Castle feeds it over to Wemby. Wemby for three. That's no good. Vanderbilt grabbing a rebound. Push it over to LeBron James. James coming around. That is blocked. And it'll be Laker ball. Substitution out on the court now. Let's see. They're not even showing it. Ayton, I know, is checking back into the game, I think, for the Lakers. He's back to Achimura, over to Thomas. Doncic. 5 on the shot clock. Doncic, he'll put the shot up. That's no good. Castle grabbing a rebound. Feeds it over to Barnes, I think. That's no good. Or was that Fox? I'm not sure. I get confused. Sometimes they don't have the names. You can't see the names sometimes. Yeah, that is De'Aaron Fox. Barnes is on the bench. Sohan's in the lineup. LeBron James for three, I should say. 94-72. The Spurs are a little over 4 minutes away from sending this back to San Antonio, tied at 1. There's De'Aaron Fox for three. He has 37, 8 of those here in the fourth quarter. This was the scoring type of game we thought he was going to have. Maybe even more than that in after the first quarter, game number 1. This time he decided he wasn't going to play games. He was just not going to waste all his points in the first quarter. And there's a foul right there. Wembayama going to go for the and one opportunity. Ayton called for the foul. Lindy Waters checking into the game. Castle going to go to the bench. Jordan McLaughlin coming into the game. Wemby going to go and shoot the free throw. So that might be the end of the game for Fox and for some of these players. Harry Barnes also checks back into the game. And the Spurs do reach the century mark. 3.5 to play. DeAndre Ayton with it, 12 on the shot clock. Fish it over to Doncic. He'll shoot the three. He'll miss it. Sohan grabbing a rebound. Jordan McLaughlin getting some playing time right here. You saw Bronny James get a few minutes of playing time in that first half. Sohan. That is no good. Wemby will get the offensive rebound in to put in, and the lead is 30, their largest lead of the game. The Lakers only led 2-0. That was it. And that was when Luka Doncic was fouled and shot 3 free throws. He hit 2 of the 3. Ayton will come down with the slam dunk. Hear the defense chants right there. McLaughlin. And there's Lindy Waters for three. Lindy Waters will shoot the three, and it's a 31-point lead. And it's their largest lead of the game. I'm going to keep saying that here. 2:05 to play here in the fourth. 105-74, Spurs on top. Feeds it over to DeAndre Ayton. Back over to Riyad Chimura. Feeding it over to Doncic. Doncic, that's good. 105-76. Sorry for this dud of a game, guys. This is what happens when I try to tinker with things for a CPU versus CPU game. Waters. That is no good. And Wembayama getting the offensive rebound there. 31-point lead. Ayton. He's back over to little dude Doncic, and he'll miss that one. Luka Doncic. Very interesting here. I usually don't go over team stats, like combined team stats, but I might look at it and probably let you know how poorly the Lakers shot in this game. Wembayama with 21 points, 16 points in the paint. He's not going to match his 28-point performance, but he really didn't have to that in this game because De'Aaron Fox surpassed big time his point total. 4 on the shot clock. Doncic. That is no good. Wembayama grabbing the rebound there. McLaughlin holding on to it. Shot clock is still on. This might be the one time where if I was a coach, I wouldn't be too upset with the shot clock violation. But Wemby wants to be... it's DeAndre Ayton with being called for the foul. Wemby wants to get some more points in the game. Wembayama with 21 points and 21 assists. So he has a 20-20 game, if I'm not mistaken, looking at that scoreboard. Wemby could get the player of the game just for that. With 17 and a half to play. And he'll miss the first one. And Julian Champagny checking into the game. Carter Bryant also checking into the game. So we got about 3 players who don't really play that much that got into the game. I think there might be a couple of players who did not play. Coach's decision. Wemby will sink the second one. 110-76. And I think the Lakers probably are going to hold this one out. I kind of wish the 2K AI logic would have him try to make another shot. But it's not going to really mean anything anyway. And that's a final. San Antonio comes in, takes care of business from the beginning, only trailing 2-0. They will even this series. And the final score of the game, the Spurs 110, the Lakers 76. So it will be the first guaranteed Game 5 of these playoffs of the second round. Spurs fans really happy. The Lakers fans thinking, what did we just watch? And those ugly yellow t-shirts. I'm not surprised that Wembayama got the player of the game. He did get 20-20. But we'll be back with the post-game player statistics coming up right after this. Time for the post-game player statistics brought to you by 2K Sports. We start off with the Lakers, led by Luka Doncic, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists on 7 of 26 shooting. LeBron James, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. He went 6 of 15 shooting. And then we got Cameron Thomas, 8 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 of 17 shooting. He went 2 for 14 from beyond the arc. And then I think he had 2 free throws in that game. Jackson Hayes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. He actually had a good shooting game, 4-4. Jarrett Vanderbilt, 7 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal. DeAndre Ayton, 6 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Then we got Dalton Knecht with 6 points and 2 rebounds. Riyad Chimura, 3 points and 1 assist. Jake LaRavia, 3 points, 2 rebounds. And then we had Gabe Vincent, only had 1 rebound, 2 assists. Bronny James Jr. actually did have a shot attempt. He missed that one in 2 minutes of play. Maxi Kleber, Adal Thiero did not play for the Los Angeles Lakers. And now for the victorious San Antonio Spurs, De'Aaron Fox with 37 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, but we look at 14 of 38 from the field altogether, and we look over here, 6 of 20 from 3. I think he has to have some better shot selection, but still 37 points, nothing to complain about if you're a Spurs fan. Wembayama, the 2020 player, that's why he got player of the game. 22 points, 21 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Harrison Barnes with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist off the bench. Stephon Castle, a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Keldon Johnson, who did get the start in place of Sohan, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Devin Vassell, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Lindy Waters at 5 points and 2 rebounds. Luke Cornett, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Jeremy Sohan, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Carter Bryant, no stats in 1 minute play. Neither did Julian Champagnie or Jordan McLaughlin, 4 minutes of play, no stats. Kelly Olynyk was the only player who did not play for the San Antonio Spurs. And that will do it for your post-game player statistics. And we are back in the Eastern Conference where we'll have Game 2 between the Detroit Pistons and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks took Game 1, 111-77. They never trailed for a single second in that game. I think the closest Detroit got was 7-6, and then the Bucks went on, I believe, a 24-3 run. At that time, I believe they were in the midst of hitting their first 13 shots of the game. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a great game, another 20-20, almost a 30-20 game. He had a triple-double. I think it was 29 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. I'll give you guys the official stats when we start Game 2 of this series. That will be our next video. Game 2, Pistons, Bucks. Be there or be squared. If you like what you see, hit the like button, comment on this video, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, as well as hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And also there is the link in the description down below to my Cash App. If you are inclined to donate to my Cash App, that is appreciated. Any amount is great. It doesn't matter if you only have enough to give like $2. If you have enough to give $5, hey, any amount, great. You don't have to do that, of course, to enjoy my content because, as I said, just watching these videos, commenting, and hitting that subscribe button helps the algorithm out, and it helps me get that much closer to being monetized. And with that, I want to remind everybody the final score of the game, the San Antonio Spurs all over the Los Angeles Lakers, 110-76, evening this best-of-7 series at 1 and guaranteeing the first Game 5 of round number 2. I am Vinny from vdubproductions, and I am signing off.